So you want to be an offensive coordinator in Washington.
I know. How about that?
Well, we took our time on purpose because we wanted to make sure we had an opportunity to visit with all the candidates, and Eric Bieniemy just happened to be very busy at the time. So we really truly feel we found the right guy. We found a guy that we believe can step up and be the guy that we're looking for. He's going to be our offensive coordinator, our assistant head coach, and we're going to go from there as far as those are concerned, because I know you guys have a lot of questions. So I want to go ahead and introduce to you guys Eric Bieniemy.
So I'm just looking forward to helping us to climb to the next level. And one thing you guys are going to learn about me, I'm going to bring some energy, and we're going to have a lot of fun doing it. But there's a journey that needs to be done, and we'll start that process. So with that said, I'm all ears. I haven't gotten this much attention probably since the Heisman.
Sam, how you doing?
How you doing,
Nice
bro?
to meet you.
Nice to We dealt with him at the combine.
Yeah.
How you doing, man?
Doing good. How you
It's
doing?
good seeing you, bro.
Good to see you too.
Yes, sir.
Really good to see you.
Yeah, it's good seeing you.
Excited to get that playbook.
And we'll talk. We will talk.
Yeah.
What's up, boy?
How you doing? How you doing? Good. I'm so happy to see you right here. It's good seeing you too.
Yes, sir. You know I got a new number. I got it right here.
You're gonna have to give it to me. Okay.
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man.
It's good
So
seeing
glad
you
you're
too.
here.
I appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir. I love what you talk about strain and your expectations.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't think you'll have an issue with that with this group. I don't think we really had an issue with effort, but I think that's important. I like that you said that. You know what I mean? And that's what it's about. I know all about strain coming from.
I know.
I
see it every day.
Yeah.
And that's why you're in this situation
sir.
right now, bro.
Appreciate that.
And I'm gonna lean on you.
Most definitely.
Okay?
Most definitely. Yes, sir.
But I just appreciate you being here.
Most
It
definitely.
means a lot.
Most definitely.
Okay? And
Yes,
we're gonna
sir.
spend some time together.
Yes, sir.
We'll get this thing going.
Yes, sir.
When it's illegal to start talking
Most
about.
definitely. I'm looking forward to that because I don't mind being Coach Hard. I want those honest conversations, and I want to be a part of the championship. Like,
Sir.
I want to taste that. You know what I mean? I think we have some great guys in here. Excited.
Some of us just need to get a little bit more nasty.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, come on. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So we'll be all right.
I appreciate you.
How you like it, man? You get some rest?
Not yet. I will.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm excited, bro.
Yes, sir.
And we'll get to talking soon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And like I said, I know OTAs and all the rules, but we'll get some stuff going. Okay. I'm excited, bro.
Yes, sir. Me too. Yeah.
And trust me, just get fired up, but we're temperate. I gotta say this though, bro. When you flexed, some good stuff.
Yes, sir. Can't wait.
There's a lot of good young talent here. So why not the Washington Commanders is the question that I always throw back to everybody. Because this team does have the talent. We just got to make sure we put it together the right way and keep it moving in the right direction.
And you said the word potential. You see the potential, the pieces, these, the offensive weapons. How does that excite you, having a Sam Howell, a Terry McLaurin, a Jahan Dotson? The list goes on.
It's very exciting. And the thing is just making sure that we can put it together the right way. There's talent here, but talent only gives you a chance. You got to collectively put it together, okay? Then there's an opportunity to work with a great leader. I've known Coach Rivera since 1999, and our ties are even more connected because he played at Cal, and I grew up in Southern Cal, and just watching him play when he played during that time. So there's a connection there, and just having that opportunity to work with people who are familiar with you. And so when you work with such a leader and a man of integrity like that, you can't do nothing but be uplifted and fired up. And so I'm excited about the opportunity. I'm excited that he's given me this opportunity, okay? But more importantly, now it's time to start chopping wood, bro. And that starts today. Marty Herney, Martin Mayhew, and Stokes, they're going to do a great job of presenting some players. Obviously, we're going through this process right now of free agency and also getting ready for the combine. So we'll build it the right way, and I have a tremendous amount of faith and trust in them. And when it's all said and done with, we just got to find the best people who happen to be the best players that can fit and do what we want them to do.
Last one for me. How would you
Okay.
describe just your philosophy, your offensive philosophy, your coaching philosophy?
Win or go home.
Simple.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome
How
to
you
the
doing,
family.
man?
I'm good,
Appreciate
baby.
it, man.
I'm good. Oh, they still got me over here talking trash.
Hey, bro.
So it worked for me.
That's good stuff. It's
Oh,
good seeing you,
You
man.
gonna love your guy.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, baby.
All right, Logan. Take
call you
care.
soon.
Yeah. Take care.
Oh yeah.
Nice to meet you guys. Yes, sir. My man, Smooth.
What have these last couple weeks been like?
It's been exhausting, physically exhausting because a lot of flights, not too much sleep. Obviously, we were prepping for a Super Bowl, and then right after that, went from exit meeting with the players, and then went to the parade, and then jumped on the plane, came out here, flew back a couple of days later. Then I'm gonna tell you what's hard: packing up an office that you've collected 10 years of stuff, and that can be good, and it also could be bad. So, but it took me about 2 or 3 days. I had some help with some guys, but I'm just happy and excited about this opportunity. And if you want something bad enough, you'll do whatever it takes to get it done.
Mahomes threw those 2 touchdown passes, and you guys had a good way to sort of read what Philadelphia was going to do with the coverage and have the guy cut back instead of running across. Can you go through that process of how you guys found that, discovered that, and then implemented that in your role with him?
Okay, so what we did, obviously, we basically give each section, and I think that's important, making it a collaborative situation where you allow certain coaches to look at certain situations to help us create the best situation. And so we saw some things on tape that actually when the Commanders played them, and also too when Jacksonville played them, when you motion that guy across, they were passing things off. So we knew if we can get them to sell that motion, the way we wanted to, which we call the jet sweep. We sell that jet sweep. Now, when they started passing, he comes right back out of it, and he was going to be wide at. Excuse my
I didn't hear that wide what?
He became wide open, so I can use colorful language every now and then in case you guys know.
Feel free.
When I came in, I was one of those knucklehead, hard-headed guys that had a great deal of success at college, but really couldn't figure out my role. And I'll never forget this, and you guys probably appreciate this because Dan Henney was the head coach at that time. Dan Henney did me a favor. He called me out in front of everybody. He called me out because of my lack of effort on tape that I had put on tape, playing on kickoff coverage. And he told me, if you're the last one down, we're going to cut you. Back in those days, first and second rounders got cut. And so I'll never forget talking to my agent at that particular time and asking him, you got to get me out of here. And it's kind of ironic how things happen and events happen in your life that you really don't know how they're going to impact moving forward. There was a gentleman that worked in that building. He came up and he overheard the conversation. He said, EB, you're going about this the wrong way. He said, seek not to become a person of success, but a person of value. The more valuable you are, the more likely you are to obtain success. Now, so you got to understand, I'm a 21-year-old. It didn't ring a bell at that particular time. And then later on that evening, I'm just sitting down, and I just had an epiphany. I was like, wow, okay, I get it. It's not about necessarily being your draft status. It's about what are you going to do to help yourself to become a professional football player.
In terms of like messages to the players, the organization, fans, what did you want to come across during this press conference that you had?
I guess first and foremost, I'm fired up and excited about this opportunity, okay? And my job is to create energy, and I also want everybody to know there is going to be a standard of accountability that needs to be held. But on top of that, we're going to strain. We're going to strain to finish, and everybody wants to know what type of system we're going to run. Yes, it's a West Coast system, but when it's all said and done with, my job is to make sure that we're putting the players in the best positions to be successful, and we're going to learn to strain to finish, okay? Because if you want it bad enough, you got to fight for it.